got benched for being around Kwame Brown.
That's crazy.
Gilbert, please don't kick Nick Young off the show for mentioning Kwame Brown, yo. I see the look right now. You giving them the nigga. Why you mentioning this nigga on my show? Face, your hands start fidgeting more. I know you said something to him about this moment when you got off this camera. Please, Nick is funny, man. Don't kick him off the show, dog.
Yeah.
That mic shit.
So when you asked me why did I slip in the draft, right?
No, he never asked you that. That was a slick little segue. I watched the whole video. When did he ask you why you slipped the draft? He must have asked you that off camera. He must have asked you that 10 years ago. You were just trying to find a reason to change the subject. You ain't that slick. You ain't.
and my job is
to
hurt
him. He said Ant-Man. He talking about Ant-Man.
More protected.
He just said it again. Ant-Man got 3 kids.
I need to put an umbrella over your life.
Hey, because
this summer.
That's like you saying, like, I really want this product. This is something I want. I'm going to protect it. But I'm not going to let no outside source dictate what we doing. I'm not going to let a motherfucker say, oh, man, that's a broke down Honda.
I'm not over there dying. Like, they're having a moment with each other. They're laughing at the Ant-Man joke with each other. Rashad and Gilbert are still having the conversation, and the conversation has ended. Soon as you brought up Ant-Man, there was on something totally different. This was a good conversation they had on the show. Some stuff I want to highlight.
If I'm a GM picking someone and he did whatever in college, stole some shrimp, some what's the name? Yeah. How
crab leg character.
Crack leg. Your character, you broke. You don't have to worry about stealing no more because I'm giving you millions. So theft means nothing.
But it wasn't like that.
It does mean something, Gilbert. And if this was one of those type of videos where I was just attacking you and trying to make you look away, ooh, I could do it with that comment, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm actually gonna shoot you a little bail, at least a little bit of bail. I understand what you're saying to a degree. Where, like, if you a guy, like, you might be from the hood, you might fight all the time, rob people, broke, try to run people pockets, all this stuff. And if you get with a rich guy or somewhere around, and then he gives you opportunity where he paying you $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week for security, yeah, that can stop you from being that type of person, right? But in this scenario, what we talking about here is character issues, because at the same time, you got my man, I forget his name. He was a football player, and he got caught with a bunch of cases of lean. So you mentioned alcoholic a bunch of different times. Like, that's the only thing you could relate to as a character issue. No, there's other things. You might be involved in street life and all that type of stuff, to where now we give you a bunch of money and you want to think you're, Paul Wall, no, DJ Screw, no. He was a dude from Texas. So your character matters and it's a trust thing. Like, who are you as a person? Like, people praise Brian for never doing nothing outside of that. And it's people who have cost themselves their life and their career for that. Like, people want to know that you're representing a brand. You're representing a whole brand. So it matters, Gil.
If someone says he has a bad attitude, my question is, what is the problem?
Yes. What's the attitude about?
Remember Jimmy Buckets.
That's important though, right there. It's for the lesson. Because even like for women, especially black women, people always say attitude, but everybody don't even be having an attitude. Some people just don't know what expression is, and when people are expressing themselves. Like, I just did the video with Queen of Accountability, and I left the clip in when she said, I'm just loud. Like, if you don't like it, get off my stream. Like, it ain't masculine, it ain't all that stuff. So sometimes people, especially for the internet, they label you. And then, but how do you solve the problem though? You are a narcissist. You got a bad attitude. You're this, you're that. Okay, but what else? How are we solving this? Okay, y'all got a bad attitude. About what though? You know what I'm saying? So I get what he's saying here.
was labeled as a bad teammate?
Why would a
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Jimmy Buckets, I can't even say that he's not the same person. They was what? Wasn't they a shot away from like the finals or conference finals when he was there? So it was never really about winning. Like the last thing I heard about him, he had just got into it with Tyler Hero or something like that. And I seen him get into it with Haslam. So I don't know that he's still not the same person. But I also understand the breakdown, because I cut a lot of this off, but I get the breakdown. Gil did a breakdown of and don't worry, Gil. I'm being nice to you now, but I'm gonna get on you for that treadmill shit. But Gil did a breakdown about when you the only person trying to win in a bad situation, people look at you like you the problem, but really everybody else around you is the problem, and you just trying to push them, and they don't like that. And I felt what he was saying there.
Why would a coach go that far to say anything bad about a player knowing that he's changing environments?
Here's the thing about it. It's crazy how people want references of good things, but you don't want nobody to say nothing bad about you. Because you and look
if a coach has the best interest in all his players, there's no reason that
you green if you think coach has the best interest in all his players. Coach has the best interest of the team that's hiring him. He may have the best interest of you to perform for the team. Once you leave the team, he might never had your interest at heart at all. He don't care about you. You're not part of the team. And he might have a better rapport with all of the coaches. It may be a coaching umbrella of, well, we're coaches and these are players. So I'm going to tell this other guy that he's a problem. And if somebody don't like you, there's no ends of where they'll go to not like you. I don't like you. So I'm going to tell everybody why. Especially if they ask. Like, yo, no, he had a bad attitude. He was late to practice. I don't like you. Yes, I'm going to tell somebody because I don't like you.
Any coach should say anything negative about a player going from him to the pros in regards to attitude, teammate, any of that.
But you want them to say everything good about you, though. You know what I'm saying? You think the coaches should big you up and praise you. Like you told the story about going to Indiana. You said Danny Granger and all these guys vouched for you. And then my man said no. So you wanted the Danny Granger, but that's what got you there, right? Danny Granger and them vouching for you got you there. But the negative got you, you couldn't. So you want the positive, but you don't want the negative. Be the positive. Make it to where somebody can't say all this stuff about you.
I got benched for being around Kwame Brown.
That's crazy.
Gilbert, please don't kick Nick Young off the show for mentioning Kwame Brown. Yo, I see the look right now. You giving them the, nigga, why you mentioning this nigga on my show? Face, your hands start fidgeting more. I know you said something to him about this moment when you got off this camera. Please, Nick is funny, man. Don't kick him off the show, dog.
I heard something about that.
Watch who you hang around with. That's why you didn't play. I said, damn, that's crazy.
They was trying to get rid of him?
That awkward pause, Gil. Why you ain't saying nothing? You were just talking. He cut you off. You was talking. And you just gave him that cold stare. I know what you was thinking, Gil.
Yeah.
That mic shit.
So when you asked me why did I slip in the draft, right?
No, he never asked you that. That was a slick little segue. I watched the whole video. When did he ask you why you slipped the draft? He must have asked you that off camera. He must have asked you that 10 years ago. You were just trying to find a reason to change the subject. You ain't that slick. You ain't. It worked, though. Good job, Gil.
Right? Everything else has first place, and you're telling me you want to try to figure out who has it? Take this time limit off.
But it was for the heart.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no heart. Fuck your heart. Who can last? Right? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You want to see who has something? Down this motherfucker if you want to see what kind of player it is.
So your brain wasn't right.
Yeah.
They was like,
so
you took a different.
He told you that your brain wasn't right. And he's right about that. You were so focused on competing with somebody, you didn't realize that this a business. We're trying to make sure you in shape for real. Just like how we talking about Bronny now? He passed out on the court. Hank Gathers passed away on the court. So yeah, you can hoop. Yeah, you a bucket, but do you have are you Chris Bosh? Heart condition. Everybody might look a certain way, but you so goofy that you didn't even see it that way. But this is how your friends hold each other accountable, because they really talk to you in a way where it made you feel stupid for what you did.
Different approach though.
Yeah.
Your approach wasn't like, because when we went in there and did it, we asked him like, what is this for? Because I wasn't in shape.
They're telling you what you did wrong.
For that shit. So I was like, yo, what's this? Oh, you just got 18 minutes to see how long you can do it just checking your heart.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, checking my heart. Okay, cool.
Okay. Because I had been in
like a goofy, because you was goofy for
LA working out, but we hadn't been doing conditioning.
Yeah.
It was just training for the, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I ain't been doing no long distance. It was like, oh no, just run at your own pace for 18 minutes. It's your own pace. We just want to see how your heart keeps up.
So you ask questions, I just look.
Yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, that's it. Okay, good.
Yeah, you're a goofy, Gil. That's why you sitting there looking like a goofy. That 18 minutes affected, think about how much that 18 minutes affected your life, Gil. And you was in perfect shape. You could have just ran it. And you could have been talking shit the whole time. Because you, like I said, it was on pace. You've been running up steps and doing all this stuff at USC, UCLA, wherever you said. I get it. You could have just did it, talking your shit, and you never would have had a lot of the problems that you had, because your mentality of, yo, you can just steal and I don't care, would have caused you a lot that it caused you anyway. But at least for that, you know, you'd have been in a better situation.
Okay, cool.
But I think the way the world is today, like, you think they really harp on character, or like, or do you feel like they can fix it?
BJ, I don't even know why you framed the question that way. What you mean, how the world is today? The world today is soft as hell. Yeah, they care about character. They care about character more than they ever did. And no, they can't fix it. It ain't no fixing it. If you say you feel a certain way about a certain topic, ain't no fixing it. You might can say something, but and other than that and get it fixed. But hell no. What picking the draft did Mikey Williams go? Oh, yeah, okay. So, hell no. Then they try to push Ja out of Ja was Ja. All of a sudden, now Ant-Man is the man and all this different stuff. The next up. Thought it was Ja. What happened? You know what happened. So, no, they don't feel like they can fix it. They gonna cancel you. The whole culture is canceled.
If I got the Ant-Mans and all that stuff, I'm going to be...
So this is the funniest part of the whole show. And nobody peeped it. Nobody was paying attention to what was going on, and this is hilarious.
I'm sorry. I want to know who you're dating, what their life is like, what your parents' life is like, and my job is...
Nick Young just said that nigga got 3 kids. He whispered it. No, him and Brandon Jennings are having a moment right now with each other. He said that nigga got 3 kids. I'm about to rewind it so y'all can hear him say it again. Because he whispered all of this.
I'm sorry. I want to know who you're dating, what their life is like, what your parents' life is like. And my job is
to... I heard him. He said Ant-Man. He talking about Ant-Man.
More protected.
He just said it again. Ant-Man got 3 kids.
I need to put an umbrella over your life.
Hey, because
he said this summer.
That's like you saying, like, I really want this product. This is something I want. I'm going to protect it. But I'm not going to let no outside source dictate what we doing. I'm not going to let a motherfucker say, oh, man, that's a broke down Honda.
I'm not over there dying. Like, they're having a moment with each other. They're laughing at the Ant-Man joke with each other. Rashad and Gilbert are still having the conversation, and the conversation has ended. Soon as you brought up Ant-Man, there was on something totally different.
Like, and my job is to more protect it.
This summer,
right? I need to put an umbrella over your life.
Hey, because that's like you saying, like, I really want this product. This is something I want. I'm gonna protect it. But I'm not going to let no outside source dictate what we doing. I'm not going to let a motherfucker say, oh, man, that's a broke down Honda.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
That's it. That segment was hilarious, yo.